everybody out there in YouTube land. From the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters, these songwriters are going to sing for you and for me. And each one of them is part of that big heartbeat of American music and part of that tapestry of songs and stories that has been weaving us together for generations. And in the past, we might have all had to travel far and wide to see people from all over like we can on Open Mic America. But now everyone can just settle into their living room comfortably and enjoy watching these wonderful singers and songwriters perform for us. This is live, about 20 seconds late live, but nonetheless live. And you know that live means that, you never know what's going to happen. And like I said last week, which was our maiden voyage, I hope if something funky does happen that you'll be entertained in seeing how we get ourselves out of it. And let's just start with introducing the hosts and then the lineup, and then we'll get to our first performer right away. So with me today is my co-host, Pete Summer. You can wave, Pete. Pete will be interviewing every performer after their performance so we can find out a little bit more about them. And if you also notice, in his little window is the lineup. He has some technological magic that he's performed, and it's showing up in his virtual curtains over there in his room. So thank you, Pete. And we have... And we have TK Tran, wave to us TK. TK is a performing songwriter himself. He sang for us last week. This week and in following weeks, he's our sound consultant and also our switchboard operator for Zoom. So thank you, TK. And today we happen to have our founder with us, Capo Dave Williams, and he's also going to be singing for us. And now let's go to the rest of the lineup. In order, and by the way, unlike last week, you can find the order of the performers underneath the YouTube video in the details or on the website right on the home page. See, we worked on that. So first we're going to have, everyone can wave in turn, Nate from Redemption Breaking. Wave, Nate, very good. Then we're going to have Rick Merritt from San Jose, California. And by the way, Nate is from San Mateo, I forgot. Then we have Gary Nobile, wave Gary, from Santa Clara, California, followed by a man who goes by the mysterious name of Snake from Bellingham, Massachusetts. We have Andy Karn from San Jose, California. We have our featured performer, Ruth Gerson from Los Gatos, California. We have Tim J. Myers from Santa Clara, California. That's like the California section. And now we're moving into Portland. We have Capo Dave Williams from Portland, Oregon. We have Jim Pryts from Fairview, Oregon. And we have Daniel Cecil from Canby, Oregon. And he's going to close out our show. Thank you for waving, everybody. And now, without further ado, we are going to hear from our very first singer-songwriter, Nate from Redemption Breaking. Welcome, Nate. I'm going to unmute you, Nate, if you're having trouble with that. There we go.
Great.
You're on.
Hey, thanks all. This is a song I released in February of this year about getting internet famous. So it's called We've Got It All. And I hit the big time. My voice broke through. Years in the making, and this fairy tale's finally come true. It's all thanks to you. I got fans on the corner, like fans on the street. And every single moment there's a million eyes following me. It's more than I dreamed. We've got it all now. We've got it all now. I don't have the money just yet, but I'm a household name. I roll with the changes and mortgage the plans that we made to pay for my fame. And I know you miss the old way, hate this new life that we lead, running from spotlights and people trying to see everything. Just wish they would leave. We've got it all now. We've got it all now. The genie's out the bottle, and our wishes all been spent. Everything I wanted, but nothing that we had. Not enough for what we had. Fans while I'm eating, 6 months on the road. I follow my calling, and I call so that you're not alone. Love, I wish I was home. We've got it all now. We've got it all now. There'll be no watching, no waiting for us, 'cause we've got it all. Thanks all.
Yeah, we're all TV stars, aren't we, Nate?
We're all huge now. Yeah, I recorded that one. David Scheibner was the producer on it. I'm really happy with how it came out, so you can check it out on Spotify and all those places, or redemptionbreaking.com as well. The next song is the classic genre of the father and son, and the surprises that go along with parenthood. But this one's coming out April 23rd. So have a listen. It's called Remember This. I remember your hands, so tiny and new, the tubes and the wires tangled around you. But I never once doubted you, boy. Somehow I knew that you'd be the one to grow and sing songs with me, that you'd be my son, my son. When you're lonely and left out, Remember this. Remember this. I love you more now than I ever had. It's a gift beyond words to be your old man. Though it might not show, be steady, be strong, and humble and true. Don't let some stray fear put doubt into you. Believe in your gifts. When you're lost and upside down, remember this. Remember this. If words are worth the saying weren't so hard, you know by now, you know. If words are worth the saying weren't so hard, know by now why I'm so proud of you. And if I should die before you awake, or words come between us and drive you away, I'll never lose faith in you, boy. You'll find your own way, but you won't stray far from the things you believe in and the man that you are. Be who you are. Remember this. Remember this. Remember this. Remember this.
Woohoo!
Thank you. Thanks all for setting this up.
Real nice, real nice.
Hey, I'm really glad I'm not competing with you tonight. That was awesome, dude.
I'm really glad that Pete Summers going to interview you now because I need to recover from the sniffles from that song.
Oh, yay. Good. Mission accomplished.
Wow,
Thanks.
Nate. Wow, just wow, excellent. I've watched you grow and mature in your songwriting and your performances over the while here. So what guitar are you using today?
It is a Breedlove. That it's myrtle wood, whatever that is. I think it's from Oregon.
I had one of those.
Yeah, and it's just got a great tone.
It certainly does. So tell me, where did the name Redemption Breaking come from? What's the backstory to it, if you could share, if you want to?
Right. It started. Well, I wrote a song about it that kind of became the seed of it. But when I moved back to California about 11 years ago now, I started surfing in Northern California, and getting in that water and having those waves break on my head was that cold water was just invigorating and brought me back to life. And so redemption is how I feel out there, and breaking is what those waves are doing on my head. So that's it.
Excellent. And seeing as how I'm a fan and I've seen you perform before, you do some interesting things with tunings. And do you want to explain what you've done, and if you use a specific guitar for each different type of tuning and how you find those?
Yeah, so I discovered some tunings by accident where I was detuning the guitar so that it wouldn't warp when it was really humid outside, and I've gotten about 10 different songs out of that. So for all you songwriters, I recommend just trying that, a random tuning, and see what you get. But yeah, I have a little toy guitar. It's about this big that you'll hear, like if you hear the recordings for for We've Got It All, it actually starts with that guitar, and it's in that strange tuning. So
Great. Well, thank you so much, Nate, and thanks for sharing. And good luck on your recordings and future.
great. Thanks, Pete. Thanks for the support.
Thank you, Nate. That was just beautiful.
Real nice.
I have 3 sons of my own, and one was in the hospital as a preemie with all kinds of tubes and wires coming out of him. and
Okay.
You hit me right with that first line, so.
Okay. Well, I'm glad
Thank
things
you.
came out okay.
Oh, yeah. He's fine now. Yes. That was a long time ago. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, what a wonderful start to this show. So touching. And next we have Rick Merritt from San Jose, California. Also a personal friend of mine, which some of you are here too, but I just wanted to mention that. Rick, you have the stage. Take it away.
Thanks, Daphne. Welcome to my living room in San Jose. So I was going to do 2 breakup songs because I really like them both. And I thought that's too depressing. You can't do 2 breakup songs. So I decided I'd do a breakup song and a pandemic song, right? Because that would be more cheerful. So here's my pandemic song. It's called Watching the World. In these days of COVID, on my couch at home, I switch on my laptop, and I'm not alone. With a few keystrokes, all the places I can go. It's like I'm watching the world go by my window, watching the world go by. Day turns to night and I'm still sitting, watching the world go by. Oh, how the lights of Paris sparkle on the Seine tonight. Now it's noon in Honolulu, I'm riding a wave so high. Oh, I am watching the world go by my window, watching the world go by. Day turns to night and I'm still sitting, watching the world go by. Shakespeare's playing at the Globe, and I'm in the front row. Oh, brave new world that puts on such a show. Don't you know I'm watching the world go by my window, watching the world go by. Day turns to night and I'm still sitting, watching the world go by. The power flickers, the lights go off. I'm alone in the dark. I look outside and see my neighbors are looking at me. Oh, we're all watching the world outside our windows, watching the world outside. Night stretches on and still we stand here, watching the world outside. Candles light up windows, they shine all down the street. It's a new kind of Zoom where neighbors in lockdown meet. How sweet, we're watching the world go by our windows, watching the world go by, watching the world go by, watching the world go by. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bravo.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I can't whistle. Good job.
Neither can I, so it's,
I love that melody. That was wonderful.
thank you.
Great.
All right. So let's pick things up a little bit with a breakup song. I think the tuning, the Capo's not messing with it. Anyway, a breakup song. This is actually the redeeming aspect of this breakup song is it's a song of empowerment. It's really about those times when we muster the courage to do something hard that is really the right thing to do. This is called, and I've even got a cheat sheet for it, No Excuses. Just tell me this, why can't you resist looks from a stranger's eyes? I need to know before I go what's true and what's been crazy making lies. 'Cause I don't wanna live with excuses anymore. I'm leaving them behind me when I go. It's a harder road ahead, but by God, I'll make my bed with the truth. Even if it's crap, I don't wanna know. You know, I love you so, but I can't love you more than me. So have your flings, I pack my things. I know I'm going to be lonely, but I'm going to be free. 'Cause I won't live with these excuses anymore. I'm leaving them behind me when I go. It's a harder road ahead, but by God, I'll make my bed with the truth. Even if it makes my eyes red. And one more thing. Take this ring, it don't belong to me. I hope you find some peace of mind. I'm going in the hope I find some for me. So don't try to give me your excuses anymore. Let's bury them right here today. I played the fool too long, but now I'm feeling strong enough to say it's time I live another way.
Wow, gorgeous. Good job, Rick.
Thanks.
Beautiful, beautiful, Rick.
Cheers.
Very
Yeah, real nice. Yeah.
I love the guitar part in particular.
Rick, you say those are depressing songs, but they were very free flowing and just very, very positive to me. And I didn't feel depressed at all.
I'm glad, particularly because the pandemic song is the happiest pandemic song I have ever written. Of course, it's also the only pandemic song I've ever written, so it's a low bar.
It's the happiest one that I've ever heard. I mean, and it wasn't full of cliches. That's what neither one of your songs were. You know, they were just perfect.
Well, I'm trying to work a few in, so give me a chance.
Okay. Well, there's go to www.cliches.com and you can find them all.
It's right next to Rhyme Zone, where I'm at all the time.
There you go. So what started you on this musical journey way back? Turn back the clock. Way back.
I'll tell you. You can see the white hair, right? So it was Glenn Campbell and the Smothers Brothers. Okay. And the day Dion came on the Smothers Brothers show and sang Abraham, Martin, and John, I started begging my mom for a guitar until she relented and got me one. And I've just been, a closet hobbyist ever since. And it's folks like, you and Daphne that have got me out to South Bay folks and West Coast songwriters. And I've heard other people and got up with my shaking knees and did the best I could at my songs and learned from listening to other people and watching what their hands would do. What chord was that? What chord was that? And I'm hooked. I'm so hooked. So I'm just a hobbyist. It's just my hobby, but I couldn't stop it if I wanted to. I just got to pick up the guitar every day and noodle with it. And then something comes up and say, hey, what's that? Where does that want to go? Of course, the words are the hard part, but then I can go to cliche.com and I'm okay.
There you go. Well, you're a very accomplished hobbyist, Rick. You are recording these, are you not at some point?
Yeah, there's a wonderful guy who used to be in the Bay Area and now has moved to Nashville, Kenny Schick.
Kenny.
And I recorded some things with Kenny, and he is like so good. And it's like his saxophone solos and his electric guitar solos are like the best things of anything that I've ever recorded. He is just marvelous. So I've done that as kind of my, hobby, extended hobby. And thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much, Rick. Thanks for being here and sharing.
Thank you, Rick, my personal friend too. And next we are going to go to Santa Clara, California, and we are going to hear Gary Nobile. So we're muting everybody and put the spotlight on Gary and take it away. Gary, we're gonna unmute you.
Can you hear me okay? Are you good?
Yes.
Cool. So, I am Gary. I'm from Santa Clara, California, and I'm going to play for you an original song called Play Me. And this is the first song that I wrote this year. And hope you like it. I'm going to be using this little gadget down here. It's called a looper pedal. And for those of you that don't know what it is, I just step on it. It's going to record live while I'm playing, and I'm going to be able to play it back. So everything's live, nothing's pre-recorded, which is always kind of dangerous, especially when you're doing this on YouTube. But we'll see how it goes. You close your eyes and listen when that special tune comes on, or do you throw your blonde hair back, shake your hips and sing along? Do you crank it on up, roll those Chevy windows down, or do you sip Chardonnay, chilling on the couch? However you wanna feel it, yeah, you can count me in. You can take it slow and easy, or you can jump right in. A groove you can't get enough of, over and over all night long. I wish you'd play me, girl, play me like that Waylon song. Yeah, play me like that Waylon song. Do you feel the melody deep down inside? Does it make your heart race, bring sweet tears to your blue eyes? Does it make you smile like your very first kiss? Do you tell all your friends it's first on your playlist? However you wanna feel it, yeah, you can count me in. You can take it slow and easy, or you can jump right in. The groove you can't get enough of, over and over all night long. Why don't you play me, girl? Play me like that wailing song. Yeah, play me like that wailing song. Is there a line so honest and true to let you open up and share the love shining in you? However you wanna start it, yeah, you can count me in. You can take it slow and easy, or you can jump right in. The groove you can't get enough of, over and over all night long. I wish you'd play me, girl, play me like that wailing song. Yeah, play me like that wailing song. Thank you.
Bravo.
Nice.
Good groove.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm one and done.
Oh,
one and done.
right. You were playing only one song. You just leave us wanting more, Gary.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So now wait, but you are still in our clutches because Pete has to get a hold of you yet.
Right.
All right, go for it, dude.
Well, Gary, so you couldn't get, so Miranda and Willie chose to do McConaughey's show instead of working with you today?
Well, you know, they asked me, but I said, hey, I'm dedicated to Pete. Pete's already asked, and I'm not canceling him.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around, that you wanted them to join you. Okay, well
Oh,
that's
yeah,
great.
that too.
That too. So,
We're kind of tied up.
yeah, well, actually, Willie and Miranda called me and they said, "How's Gary doing?" No, I'm kidding. So, what was your when did you write that song, and what?
January 2021, first song I wrote this year.
Wow, nice. So what's your next step with that song?
Interesting. And I heard somebody talking about, I think Tim was talking about earlier, that actually I think it was Rick. You said he's working with Kenny Schick. And I'm actually working with Kenny Schick as well out in Nashville, and I've already sent him all the tracks, and he's just doing the final mix on it. And I've got a session this coming week with West Coast songwriters to pitch it to a publisher. So we'll see how it goes.
Oh, good deal. Well, speaking of pitching songs and success, you've had some successes in with your songwriting and in placements. And tell us where those have been.
Yeah, so there's a couple of films I had a couple of my songs in. One of them is called Junction, and so one of the songs that I've written and got played on was actually in somebody's car radio while they were driving. It was kind of cool. So one way to get your song on the radio. And then the other one was, it was 3 Days in August. I had a song in there. They played quite a bit of it, which was kind of cool. It was maybe about a minute and a half out of a 2-minute song, which is a lot in a film for them to play. So, yeah, those are some pretty cool things I've been working on.
That's great. And how did you get those placed?
Through people I met through West Coast songwriters, actually. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Cool. All right. Hey, well, thanks so much, Gary.
Hey, thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys putting this all together. Take care.
Bravo, Gary. Thank you so much. And now we have a very special part of our show. We're calling it the Heritage Presentation because mostly everybody here are songwriters, and yet everyone really is standing on the shoulders of songwriters past for generations. And one such writer wrote the song that the gentleman who goes by the name of Snake is going to sing for us. So we're going to unmute you, Snake, put you in the spotlight, and you can tell us all about this song and sing it for us.
Good afternoon, everyone, or evening, as the case may be. This song was written in 1910 by a fellow named Frederick Weatherly. He was a lawyer from England. He had some original music for it, but wasn't really happy with it. And an acquaintance of his, a woman named Jane Ross, forwarded to him some music that she had transcribed or written down of a song that she had heard performed by a street performer in the town of Londonderry, and she called it the Londonderry Air. And Weatherly adopted that for the song. The song is Danny Boy, and it is the iconic Irish song for Irish Americans in the U.S. and Canada, not so much in the rest of the world. And the reason for that may be because the words are written by an Englishman and the melody from a street singer in Northern Ireland, Protestant Northern Ireland. Who knows? We'll probably never know. It gets a little stranger than that, too. See, the lyric is ambiguous. You know someone has died, been buried, and someone's on the surface, which in this case is Danny Boy. But you don't know who it is who has died, just that someone has. And of course, being an Irish song, somebody almost always dies. That's a given. But who is it that has died? Is it a parent? Is it a sibling? Is it a spouse? Perhaps a lover, a comrade at arms, a friend? Who knows? Now think about 1910. Back in 1910, even more so than today, homosexuality was viewed as being a cardinal sin. The lyric being ambiguous, it is not inconceivable that the person underground was Danny Boy's homosexual lover. Frederick Weatherly was so concerned about that, and this has been documented, by the way, that he left instructions that the song should be sung by a woman. If it were not sung by a woman, the lyric and the title should be changed to Ellie Dear. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never heard anybody sing, "Oh, Ellie Dear." And I'm not going to do it either. So here's Danny Boy. Oh, Danny Boy, the pipes are calling. From glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. 'Tis you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow. Oh, when the valley's hushed and white with snow. 'Tis I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. And if you come when all the flowers are dying and I am dead, as dead I'll surely be, you'll come and find the place where I am lying and kneel and say an Ave there for me. And I shall hear the soft yew tread above me and all my dreams will warm and sweeter be. If you'll not fail to tell me that you love me, I'll simply sleep in peace until you come to me. Oh, Danny boy, the stream flows cool and slowly, and pipes still call and echo across the glen. My broken heart shall sigh and feel so lonely if you have not returned to smile again. And if you've died and crossed the stream before me, I pray that angels met you on the shore, and you'll look down and gently you'll implore me to rise so I may see your face once more. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so.
Wow.
Sweet.
Wow.
Oh my
Wonderful.
goodness.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Nate, I forgot to say that you came to us all the way from Massachusetts to sing that song, and very, very lucky that you did, and that Dave
My
found
honor.
you. So now you're not escaping before Pete asks you a few questions.
Oh, Snake, that was definitely educational. Thank you so much for sharing the background and everything. So, how long have you been playing that song? And are you a writer also?
I've done some writing. I'm not really wild about writing. I much prefer performing. I made my first commercial records in 1963. I did a budget album that year with a folk trio, a single on my own label with a rock trio that got picked up by a national, and a single with the folk trio under a different name that went directly to a national and was released internationally and been used just a few years ago in a movie, actually. It was recorded in the cellar of a fraternity house on one microphone on a web core. So, back in those days, you could do things. In 1967, I became a founding member of a group called Orpheus. We had, over the next couple of years, we had 3 charted albums and 2 charted singles. When that group fell apart, I took a hiatus. My wife wouldn't allow me to play. When the marriage ended, I started playing again, and now that's all I do because I'm retired and very happy to be doing it. And I play a lot. In the non-COVID days, back in 2019, I did 384 performances, which includes recording sessions, radio, TV, open mics, stuff like that, gigs. Average 670 miles a week on my car. I'm looking forward to getting back to it. I had my second vaccination. I'm 2 weeks past that, so I'm starting to go out again. This Thursday, I'm heading down to Providence.
Wow.
So you would actually deserve to have that guy who comes out and puts the cape over you, like at the James Brown shows.
He just like collapse all tired. He puts a cape on and pulls it back. That's what you should do.
Well, I'm not quite that much of a showman.
Well,
I love James Brown. He's one of my favorites. I saw him probably a dozen times.
that's great, Snake. God, what a great history and great memories, and making them making new ones all the time. So, thanks so much for sharing and being here, and for Capo Dave of finding you on that open mic. Thank you so much,
It's my
Snake.
pleasure.
Yes, I hope to hear you again somewhere, somehow. Maybe I'll have to come to Massachusetts special for that and see where you hang out and play, Snake. It's been quite a privilege to hear you today. Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah. And next, back to our songwriter presentation, we have Andy Karn from San Jose, California, who I don't know what he's going to play today. I've heard a lot of his songs, but he's going to surprise us. Take it away, Andy.
I thought you were going to tell me what to play. Now I don't know. Okay, no, I do know. All right, so let's see. The first song I'm going to do here is a song I wrote last year, and it's called No Lives Matter. A lady in the grocery line, just one line over from mine, started bitching about those people all being hoes and breaking the law all the time. Go on and shoot what the heck, or just kneel on their neck. She said one more death will be fine. It's not so much that all lives matter, but that no lives matter but mine. She said these punks with their face in a mask won't let the police do their task. They want to cut the cops' budget, but they're not fit to judge it. If I want their opinion, I'll ask. I don't care who they are, and I'll hit the crowd with my car. Yeah, they told me to do it online. It's not so much that all lives matter, but that no lives matter but mine. She said Antifa are a violent elite. They're a menace to the cop on the beat. Deadbeats and debtors talking back to their betters, and they're blocking my way down the street. If some lefty gets iced, kill a commie for Christ. It's not my redneck on the line. It's not so much that all lives matter, but that no lives matter but mine. Only mine, just mine.
Nice.
Thank you.
Andy.
Beautiful. Got another one, right, Andy? Oh,
Yes, I sure do.
Here
I
we
sure
go.
do. I have another one, yeah. So this song is a song about a bus. It's a song about the Valley Transit Authority 22 line that runs along the old Spanish Imperial El Camino Real from Palo Alto to East Ridge Mall over in East San Jose somewhere. So the thing about this bus line is that it runs all night. Okay, so this is my song called Hotel 22. Tonight, the camp is flooded. It really is a mess. And if you've fallen off the bottom of the ladder to success, well, if it's wet or freezing, there's something you can do. Pony up $2 for Hotel 22, 'cause Hotel 22 will transport you to your dreams, where the future was invented and the sleeping valley gleams. Go to sleep, you weary hobo, for a good long hour, and then we'll stop in Palo Alto, get out and pay again in one of several mansions high above the city streets. The god of social media sleeps on silken sheets. By day he wears a hoodie as if he's one of us, but you never catch his skinny ass aboard a public bus. Oh, but Hotel 22 will transport you to your dreams, where the future was invented and the sleeping valley gleams. Go to sleep, you weary hobo, for a good long hour, and then we'll stop in Palo Alto, get out and pay again. Now I know what you're saying. What can one person do to rid us of these losers who are ruining our view? Shun them in the daylight, shoo them like a pest, and in the midnight hour deny them any rest. All but Hotel 22 will transport you to your dreams, where the future was invented and the sleeping valley gleams. Go to sleep, you weary hobo, for a good long hour, and then we'll stop in Palo Alto, get out and pay again. We will stop in Palo Alto, get out and pay again. End of the line.
Woohoo! Bravo.
Nice, Andy.
Really. I'm glad you picked those two, Andy. I mean, any two of you would be great, but Okay, Pete, take him away.
All right. Hey, Andy, nice tunes.
Thank you.
So what is hearing you do a little socio-political type of writing? Is that the genre that you like to write in, or is that just what you're representing sometimes?
I don't just do that, but it's something that kind of sticks in my mind, and I feel like I need to get it out.
Okay.
I like to. I'm a big admirer of Woody Guthrie, and he definitely had an agenda for his songwriting, and I like to do that when when it moves me.
Okay. So what are your other inspirations?
I'm inspired by, American roots music in general. There's probably no genre of it that I don't like.
Okay. And you do play out and record those songs, and you have anything coming out soon or that people can go to?
I think you can still go back. I mean, there's not much going on right now, but I think you can still go back and look at the Art Boutique show from a few weeks back called End of an Error.
Okay.
That was on inauguration night, so maybe it's a month back. I think that's still up at the Art Boutique site, and I'm playing way at the end of that, so you can watch that if you want.
Okay, cool. But no Spotify or anything like that we can.
You know what?
I
think I have a Reverb Nation thing, and I have a Facebook channel, so you can do those things.
Okay.
I mean, not a Facebook channel. I mean a YouTube channel. Sorry.
YouTube channel. Okay.
I get all those mixed up,
Oh, it's just all one big melting pot right there on the internet. Well, thank you so much, Andy. Appreciate it.
Yeah, nice talking to you, Pete.
Hey, thank you, Andy, and thank you, Pete. And as long as Pete mentioned this, so for all of you out there in YouTube land, a lot of the performers that we have here this week and that we had 2 weeks ago and that we will have in the future have their websites or their Facebook or YouTube channels listed as links on our website. So you can absolutely go there and read more about them and hear more of their music. So don't forget that. This is just an introduction. And so there we are. Thank you, Andy. And now to introduce our featured performer for today. That is Ruth Gerson. I think we could spotlight her while I'm just talking a little tiny bit about her. There we go. Hello, Ruth. I have never seen Ruth in person, although I did explore a little bit of the things that she had on the web, and she's amazing. People have written about her in the likes of the New York Times, singing her praises. She produced at least 7 CDs, I believe, and I'm saying at least because maybe there's more, but I think I counted 7. She opened or toured with Dave Matthews, Sarah McLachlan, the Indigo Girls, and there's a very long list. She's been on TV with Conan O'Brien, on PBS, and she's played festivals all across the nation. And maybe even more importantly, or in addition, she's raised an awful lot of money for charities and for schools and used her music in that very, very beautiful way. And we're very lucky to have her share a few songs with us today. So take it away, Ruth.
Thank you so much, Daphne. I just really grateful to be here and feel very humbled in front of everyone playing. Everyone's been so great. I just appreciate being here. I'm going to improve my sound. That's my commitment this week, but I'm just playing into my computer today. This is a song I wrote a little ways back, and I did record it actually with this producer, Jim Scott, and Neil Casal played on it, sang on it, and I did that when Hope was just, my third daughter was just like, a peanut, and I realized that's a long time ago now, and I haven't put it out, so my next commitment is to try and get that song out in some way that people can hear it. Maybe I'll just try to put it on YouTube. That'll be pretty easy, but I'll play it for you acoustic today. I cried all the way to your stand. I cried back to New York City when you told me she was nothing. I could see where you were going. All the hours we spent talking, nobody wanted to mention. I should have never asked the question. I couldn't keep myself from asking. Am I crazy thinking you could want me? Will it break me wanting you to love me? Was I smoking when you told me to come closer? You face me, I'm altogether broken. I tried to sleep off my depression, but I could not make it happen. You told me it's too much emotion. You have got to be more careful. You said, darling, don't get heavy. I like it best when you are joking. I didn't think that you would tell me you were kissing her directly. Am I crazy thinking you could want me? Will it break me wanting you to love me? Was I smoking when you told me to come closer? You face me, I am altogether broken. Said, darling, don't get heavy. I like it best when you are joking. I didn't think that you would tell me you were kissing her directly. Am I crazy thinking you could want me? Will it break me wanting you to love me? Was I smoking when you told me to come closer? You face me, I am altogether broken.
Nice.
Very nice.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Woohoo.
Well done, Ruth.
Gorgeous.
I'm not to play the guitar too loud, and then I probably played the guitar too loud. So
No, you didn't. It was beautiful.
All good.
Oops.
So when I was younger, I feel like why I wrote and who I was writing to and why was very different than, as I got older. I feel like every time I write a song, it really is very personal and to someone very specific that I feel strongly about. So sometimes I'm introducing songs, I'm like, oh, this one's about my daughter, this one's about my husband, this one's about my, I tend to write a lot of songs for people. And I think, I don't get to write as much as I used to, partly because I teach all the time, which I also love to do. And then I produce and then I have 3 kids. So that time where, to write has gotten limited. So often these days when I write a song, it's usually, I just want to give somebody, I love something or something. So I hope I'll start writing more again. It's not like I never write, but it's not like a song a day anymore at all. So this is from my daughter Hope. You wake up before me every single morning. I grab my coffee, grab another cup to keep up with you. You smile at me only when I'm feeding you some good news to sing those bitter teeth into. You're back for the stories. I'm telling you always the truth. I want to live one day. You make me feel. You make me feel. I want to be wanted. Want to be wanted. Want to be wanted by you. When it's late in the evening, you start up screaming. Hope you're the reason I keep my cool. I see it hang from the ceiling. There's no wall to believe in. Stuck in the feeling. You got to believe that I'm real. You know it's not easy to love you completely. Love you completely, I do. You make me feel. You make me feel. I want to be wanted. Want to be wanted. Want to be wanted by you. Tell me to jump, I say how high. Don't have to ask if I'll change my mind. I'll change anything for you. Just tell me what to change it to.
Real nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Very nice.
Wonderful, Ruth. Wonderful.
Nice. Well done.
You had me dancing, Ruth. Yeah.
Should I play one more or should I stop now?
Oh,
Play
no.
another.
So I'll play this last one and that'll be it. Keep hearing everyone this evening. And I just want to thank everyone again for putting this together. Pete, Daphne, Dave, and thank you, TK, for working on the sound and helping with all that and walking us all through. And thanks for everyone for sharing their songs. This is a song I wrote for my husband after we had a fight. And I really thought that I was right, very right, and I did not really want to apologize, but I really wanted the fight to be over, so I wrote him this song so that the fight was over, which was good. Wait, I'm gonna, just in case, because I haven't played it in a while, I'm just gonna throw the words out, just in case. I don't think I'm gonna need it, but just in case. Your mother said we should have listened. She always knew we were being stupid. She never seemed to, so the same. Yet two are so different. And all your friends, they agree. Kept going on about impossible dreams. We told them we were special, that opposites attract. We gave each other balance, made each other laugh. There's a love for you, but I won't leave. There's a love for you, still alive in me. You told me all your hesitations, fooled with my hair, and fed a bad imagination. You never can choose who makes you come apart. You can't change their ways without changing a heart. There's a love for you, brings me to my knees. There's a love for you, still alive in me. Last night when I went hand in hand to nobody's world, nobody's land. Seems like a long shot will clean up the mess, prove I'm alright. It makes so much sense. There's a love for you, when I'm feeling weak. There's a love for you, still alive in me. No one has to understand it. We're cut from the same cloth, only at a distance. I was born a lioness, I'm built to protect. You're an elephant, you never can forget. There's a love for you, without I can breathe. There's a love for you, still alive in me.
Bravo, brava.
I'd have accepted your apology.
Yay, what a way to say you're sorry and just move on. I mean, how could anyone resist that, right?
That's wonderful, Ruth.
It's like, I think one of the best ways to, make somebody know that you love them is to just make them something, whether, if it's a song or a meal or just a card or something. It always, I don't know, reaches my heart if somebody makes me something. And I think a lot of people are like that too.
Absolutely. God, Ruth, yeah, that was a wonderful set. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. I love it when an interviewee answers the questions before I ask them.
Okay, then we can go to Tim.
So, but no, it was great. But I have to say but the projection of your voice and the Martin guitar, it almost you don't need an amplification system. I mean, the combination. I mean, it was just wonderful. But fear not, I do have a couple of questions for you. What was the fire that lit your musical, that your musical interest, way back when you first just kind of started, and what got you to go into that music lane way back when?
Well, beginnings. For me, I grew up in New York City. I spent most of my life there, and I was really lucky. I got pulled into this theater company at Lincoln Center when I was just 7 years old, and I used to take the subway by myself every day to go. And so I got incredible training early on. I got to be part of that company for a long time, and we did a lot of music. And then, my mom was a musician. She played violin. She went to Juilliard. That's sort of how she ended up in New York. So, my grandmother was a singer. So I really, I had a piano in my room, which I think was an important piece of what was the fire, was having that instrument. I had that instrument in my room, and I started writing songs really when I was very little, and that was for me the way I kind of thought about things, how I processed my thoughts. Instead of talking to myself, I'd make up little songs, and that helped me deal with a lot of stuff, and so that was the original fire, I would say. I never dreamt about growing up and being a musician. I always thought I wanted to be an actor. But then when I got older and I graduated, I went to LaGuardia High School Performing Arts for drama, and I went to other drama stuff. And then when I got out into the world and started auditioning, I was really terrified, and I hated that. I loved being on stage. I loved playing parts. I loved being in a company. I hated feeling judged in any way. That was very stifling for me as a young person. But I had all these songs that I had written, and so I started playing them out. And I started playing at the bitter end and the bottom line and all these places. And I was just very quickly, I got some, I started to develop a crowd, and then I was like, oh, I guess I could do this. And then I started doing it then. So it was really after college that I started saying, okay, I guess I could do this, because I didn't have to audition for anyone. I didn't have to, go through that thing. I just had to get up there with my songs, and that was something I was prepared to do. Does that answer the question?
Absolutely. Gosh, that was fantastic. And so I'm still trying to process you being on the subway at 7 years old, but that's a little hard for me to comprehend. But now with that history and that lineage of your mom and your grandmother, now with your daughters,
Yeah.
they're very, very accomplished in the same craft.
Yeah, it's really interesting to watch. I mean, I've been, I teach voice and I teach songwriting, and they've literally, when I would teach these songwriting in New York, we had this little apartment, and I'd have like 20 people in this tiny apartment, and they'd be in the other room, just while I would like teach these singing and songwriting. And so they knew those vocal exercises and those things. They knew it from the next room from the time they were really tiny. And then I started working with them, and then we had a little family band for a while. And then, Emma's far past me now in her songwriting, and so she's so great. And Hazel too. I love producing their music. I've learned how to do that just for them, really. It's great to watch them, and I think it's a similar thing. I think that they think in terms of songs. I think a lot of songwriters are probably like that. Like when you're instead of talking to yourself, you just start making up a song, and then the craft becomes asking yourself a whole bunch of questions in order to complete the song and make it all make sense. Once in a while, a whole song will just come to you top to bottom, but most of the time it's really a piece of a song, and you have to kind of unravel it and build it. It's a chorus, it's a verse, it's something, and you have to craft it, I guess.
Right.
I love listening to them and working with them and watching them.
I've been enjoying watching your whole family grow and become very, very accomplished. But thank you so much, Ruth. Appreciate you being here and sharing your history, your thoughts, and your songs.
Thank you, Ruth. Thank you. They were just beautiful. And now we are going to hear from Tim J. Myers from Santa Clara, California. And you're unmuted. Great, Tim. And you have the stage, so take it away.
Thank you very much, Ruth. I actually figured out that I could unplug a pair of old headphones, which is giving me full sound. Is the sound okay? The guitar is okay and everything? Sound all right?
Sounds good.
Okay, all right. So this song is called Claytown Road. Drags me back to Claytown Road. Farmer's son, I was 10 years old. We were mending fence along the Claytown Road. Up come two bummers that we'd seen in town, bruised and drunk and on a single mount. They said we had a disagreement with the local gent, and your horses sure look fresh, but we ain't got a cent. Then they looked at my paw so cold on the Claytown Road. Pa said no, and before I blinked, they drew and fired, and I watched Pa sing. They took our horses, rode off with a shout, as I raised Pa's head and the blood ran out. I still don't understand the way it felt. No, like the whole damn thing was happening to someone else. But it got down in my soul on the Claytown Road. Preacher said to pray that Jesus was my friend. So I'd pray and pray, then just dream it all again. I've had 3 wives, couldn't keep her one. All run off, took a brother and a son. I chase the drink but never get my fill. Like them bullets hitting me and they're in here still. I can't make nothing stick, move from town to town. But even though I've covered so much ground, it seems that I'm standing still on that Claytown road, drags me back to Claytown Road.
That's Tim.
Bravo.
Great song.
Wow.
Thank you all very much. I barked on the lyrics. The wife took a daughter and a son, not a brother and a son. That doesn't make any damn sense. So, this next song is called Family. And I think that's all I have to say about it. Wait a minute.
There you go. No,
Okay,
there you
there.
go.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
you go. Sorry.
Poor Daphne just after, like she done something terrible. I was like, did I express a political opinion that was somehow untoward? What did I? Okay.
I meant to mute myself and I muted you.
You're doing such a bang up job, all of you doing this. I am so grateful to you. Let me start again. I messed that up. The words worn out by overuse, sister and brother, and sometimes darkened by abuse, father and mother. But we can't live blind to one another. We're family, family, we're family. We celebrate each other. Life means learning who you are, sister or brother. But on your own you won't get far. Need father or mother. Together, it's ourselves that we discover. We're family, family, we're family. We celebrate each other. Oh, ho, 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 ho. It's knowing all we share. In good times or despair, that somewhere there's a door that's always open. How else could humans build a world? It's brother and sister. All starts with a boy and a girl, from father and mother. So love them, that's the way, and there's no other. We're family, family, we're family. We celebrate each other. Celebrate each other. forgive my rhyme mess up again.
No, that was mesmerizing.
Thank you very much.
Nice, Tim. Beautiful.
Very nice, Tim.
I've got a rhyme that goes with 4 rhyming words in a row. I kept saying, "Don't switch sister and brother," and then that's what I did. I think I talked myself into it.
It was beautiful.
Thank you.
It's great, Tim.
Thank you, Pete.
So, gosh, it's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah.
Great to see y'all. Actually, all of you. So, Tim, what's your creative process? Lyrics first, melody first. What?
I do a lot of different stuff in the arts, and I've found that I've become eminently practical. I mean, craft is kind of like it's like, how do you? I don't know. I'm trying to think of some. There's some things in life you just like. How are you a parent? Ruth was talking about that. I mean, a parent, it's just like there are strategies you can have, and you try to be as organized as possible. My wife and I are real proactive and everything, but half of it you just wade into it and work the crap out. So when it comes to songwriting, it's like anything that happens. I tend to go with music first, but I have a huge file of lyrics that I want to write to, and then I try to match them up. So it's just like anything that works. I'm very, very open on that one.
Yeah, because I know you do write a lot of prose.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been doing a bunch of visual art lately too, which is, and I bring that up, I sound like I'm tooting my own horn, and I don't mean that, but it's very interesting to do visual art compared to writing, because music is in the middle of those two. I mean, at the writing end, you're more rational and you're using your will more. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to visual art, at least for me, I just kind of let it just go. It's all impulse. And songwriting's right in the middle, not only because of lyrics, but it's a little more willful, but it's also very much based on impulse. Ruth was describing that beautifully. It's this constant process that I think some people think this is glamorous, but it's like, oh, I just did something. Like Gary was talking about the tuning that he was trying to, he's just untuning his guitar, and he's like, oh, what's that? I mean, it's completely empirical, and it's like nonstop empirical, and it would drive anybody crazy if they had to listen to your process, because it's like that. Does that go with that? What about that? It gets very old, but it's what works.
Right. Good. Any words of wisdom for I know you're a teacher, so what any words of wisdom that you can partake and share?
I got some words of wisdom for Rick Merritt. Stop being a hobbyist and get that stuff out there. You're a damn pro. Your stuff is beautiful. Quit giving us this hobbyist crap, Rick. I love those songs. Jesus.
What he Next said. In the mail, Tim. Thank you.
Okay.
What he said, Rick. What he said. Hey, thanks so much, Tim. Great seeing you.
Well, nice to see you too, and thanks to everybody tonight. Ruth, especially thanks for being our guest.
Thank you, everybody. It's so interesting to hear what everybody has to say about their songs and their writing. Pete, thank you for asking those questions and letting everybody open up. That's a wonderful part of this evening. And now to our founder of Open Mic America, we have Capo Dave Williams, also my personal friend. And I'm just going to let him take it from here.
Thanks so much, Daphne. TK, am I anywhere in the ballgame with This Is My Sound Chair? TK?
Sounds good.
I can't hear you. I just need to see you. Yes? Okay, good. Thank you so much. Yeah, boy, some really great people here tonight. I tried to hold my end up, and thank you, Snake and Ruth Gerson. Wow, what a treat to see the two ends of the spectrum there. The heritage song and the new voice. Crying out for the future. It's just an awesome thing to see. Anyway, I've got a song for you tonight. Looks like I'm the last one to know. But the signs were there all along. I'm just glad that I heard it from a friend. It seems that I'm drinking again, and I wonder why mornings felt so bad. And they say every fear hides a wish. No use, I just can't pretend. Now I'm sure that I'm drinking again. And I've noticed my wife is missing. Just how long it's been, hard to say. But I'm told we had a lot in common. I got it all written down someplace. Can anyone predict the rate of fall? Too bad Isaac Newton is not around. And maybe there's no rules in the end. When you find that you're drinking again. All those years of planning and building, doors that lock, gotta have a key. Now it's all gone, and there's good reasons. Quiet ruins, no one needs to see. Now I gotta go, there's someone knocking. I'm hoping it's someone that knows me. Could be some long lost friend, someone that won't suspect. And I hope that they don't check. They might find that I'm drinking again. They might find that I'm drinking. I'm drinking again.
Cheers.
That's beautiful.
Nice lyrics, Dave. Nice lyrics.
Great.
Wow.
Well done, Dave. It's making me thirsty.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dave, I gotta
Every
say,
fear
that
holds a wish. I
line,
like that.
Dave,
that
are you
title
gonna?
line is fantastic. I'd give my eye teeth to have written that. I mean, seemed the most ordinary language and put together in a way that is unique and immediately heartbreaking. That's a great line and a great title.
Thanks so much, and it unfortunately is all true. So,
Sorry about that.
unfortunately, I'm not in that place anymore. But it was written from, and it's actually a lot of people have had experience with addiction of all types, and I've had, you name it, I've been there. But in this particular case, I had started drinking again, and I was hiding it from everyone, and so it was like I wasn't really drinking. And I found out after about a year that everybody knew I was drinking, so I was the only one that didn't know that I was drinking again. And
that's what comes through so beautifully in just one phrase. And the thing is, obviously a person who hasn't had addiction can write about it, and plenty of people who have addiction can't write about it, but somebody who's had addiction and knows it from the inside in that profound way, it's like that phrase must have just, you suffered a lot to come up with that particularly powerful phrase.
Well, I had some good times too, I have to tell you. So.
Yeah, well, we got to be realistic.
Thanks so much, everybody, and I appreciate you all being here and all your musicianship. I feel I'm a storyteller. I'm not much of a musician. I just kind of patch stuff together the best way I can, but you guys are really awesome. So thanks so much.
So if you think that you're off the hook from Pete Summers' questions just because you're our fearless founder, that's not true.
I forgot about that. I have to. Yeah. Okay. Well,
I just
go
want
ahead.
to go into just how moving that song was. It's just so moving.
Oh, thank you, Ruth, so much.
That song sounds. It's like one of those when you hear somebody play a song and you're like, wait, that song isn't famous already, because it just sounds like a classic song, and I'm sorry that you had the pain to make it, but I think that song, when people hear it, if they're in the same pain, they know they're not alone, and that I think those kinds of songs really save lives sometimes, just knowing they're not alone.
Thank you so much for that, Ruth. That means a lot to me. It really does. Thank you.
Great song.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, that was very moving, Dave. And so, being the Open Mic America founder and mastermind behind this, and having the vision, which I must personally thank you for inviting me to join in on this journey. But so people come and ask me, hey, where do you get the talent from time to time? So, Dave, where do you get this talent from time to time?
Well, it's a good question, Pete. As you know, most of the talent initially came from folks Daphne knows, and I know, Portland, LA, and the connection, most of our folks. But I have been going out in my Zoom convertible. I used to wander the West Coast in an old motor coach, and use a lot of gas in a motor coach going to all the open mics, but now I've got this Zoom convertible, and last Sunday morning at 11 o'clock my time Pacific, I got in that little Zoom convertible, and I went to Lowell, Massachusetts. And lo and behold, there's folk singers in Lowell, Massachusetts, and they're great, and they're fun. It's an outfit called Aaron Tornberg, and I'm going to post this on our web. I'll bet you go over there on a Sunday morning and they say, welcome, brother. They are great. And there are 14 players, and I signed up 5 of them to be on our show, and they're going to be coming in weeks coming. And I asked Snake to come on the show because I witnessed him doing that song, and I said, originals, we're only about originals, but this is a whole new concept. By invitation, special, super special, double helix, everything. Heritage song. Anyway, so these fellas in Massachusetts are terrific, and they're nice people. And here you are inside a home in Southie, and there's one gal on there. She's not a songwriter, unfortunately. I begged her to come. She's a for real Irish girl, like from Ireland, and she's singing these songs. And her husband, who looks like a Boston cop, is sitting on the couch there with her, and it's the big windows and the lace curtains. And the realization, ladies and gentlemen, that you can go to open mics all over the place. There's nothing stopping you, and people welcome you. It's a heck of a thing.
Well, this is a great vision, Dave, and I thank you I thank you for having this vision and acting it out. So, anyway, thank you so much for sharing.
Thanks, Pete.
Daphne.
Well, we have two more wonderful performers tonight, so don't go away. We have Jim Pritz and Daniel Cecil, both of them from Oregon, and they are both treats to hear. So stick around, and we're going to introduce Jim next. So I'm just going to tell you to take it away, Jim.
Take it away. Hello. I got my Dick Dale machine on here. Feel like doing a surf song. I'd never written a folk song, a boogie woogie tune, or a blues tune. So years ago I wrote one song that covers about all of them. It's called The Old Folk Singers Boogie Woogie Blues. Ain't no wonder, Ken, my friend, I ain't real fast, but I can pick and grin, you see. 'Cause I'm a folk singer, that's me. I'm an old folk singer, just trying to keep singing in key. I play my songs in the key of G, except this one is in the key of C or B. It's all the same to me. As long as when it's over, I'm still playing in an old band key. Syncopate. But I've been told the streets of the city ain't paved with gold for me. 'Cause I'm a folk singer, you see. Just an old folk singer getting off of mediocrity. And I do it all on a D28. And in Berkeley once, I got the best of the hoots at the freight. Goes so never too late for this old bald hippie and political reprobate. Play in a garage band till the ghost of Guthrie took me by the hand, and he said to me, "You're a train song singer and it's time to take this train on home. You're a train song singer, it's time to take the train on home."
Very, very
That was sweet.
So I wrote 3 songs and stuck them all together.
Nice work.
Yeah, you're gonna play another one, right?
I am.
Good.
So I'm going to change the tone. And you know, if you live long enough, you're going to lose love. say goodbye. Say goodbye as she packs and repacks the boxes in her room. Say goodbye as she gently tosses memories of you. And wearily against the door, she looks around the room once more and cries. Say goodbye as you help her carry things out to the car. Say goodbye, and just like she wasn't going very far. But she's taking with her half for you, and the other half will be leaving soon. Goodbye. Say goodbye as the neighbor kids out playing watch her go. Say goodbye as their laughter mocks the feelings you can't know. Then gathering dusk, it hides their eyes as they watch you whisper one more time, goodbye. Oh, 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 oh. Say goodbye as she holds you in her headlights' yellow glare. Say goodbye, it's the last thing that the two of you will ever share. She wants to stay, you want her to, but she backs on out and looks at you and she says goodbye. 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 Whoa, 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 whoa. Goodbye. Say goodbye.
Sweet.
That was a great song.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Nice, Jim.
Beautiful song.
Hey, Jim, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
On that first song, you made a reference to Berkeley and a hoot at the freight.
Oh, yeah.
It's the freight and salvage?
Freight and salvage, you bet.
So what was that line? I didn't quite catch the meaning of it.
Well, okay. I do it all on a D28, and in Berkeley once I got the best of the hoots at the freight. Go show you never too late. This old ball hippie and political reprobate.
The best of the hoots means...
Okay, at the Freight and Salvage in Berkeley, once a month they would have an open mic. It was called the Best of the Hoots, and whoever got the loudest hoots won free beer for the rest of the night.
Nice.
And I got that one night, so I was kind of proud of that.
Hey, we could do that here too.
You bet, but how are you going to get the virtual beer going there?
No, darn.
It's on the honor system. Everybody gets
There's a
their
button
own.
on Zoom that does that.
Yeah, beer.
Send beer, right?
Send beer.
Come on,
Really,
Daphne,
really
if
nice,
you
Jim.
care, you'll set Bitcoin. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. If you really care about getting us beer.
There you go. Yeah, Jim, that was wonderful.
Well, thank you.
Last time you were playing the ukulele, and my God, you're just proficient at all those things. Were you going to do the banjo next week or next time?
Oh yeah, there's a banjo back there. I could do it. I'm going to have to because I don't write many songs, and some of them are on the banjo. So
There you go.
Yeah.
So what? Gosh, you've been to the freight. You've been the freight is hollowed ground. That is beautiful.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
So what are your original influences in your?
My very earliest influence was Elvis Presley. Actually, watching my brother emulate Elvis Presley.
Okay.
And I actually wrote a song about that, Elvis, Ray, and my dad, and I'll sing it here sometime.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Look forward to that. So I usually ask, who would you like to open for? But I'm going to ask you, who would you like to open for you?
Oh, geez. I have no idea,
Elvis, possibly?
Elvis, who's that kid who's doing a really good Elvis imitation right now? That's really funny because I don't really do a lot of Elvis-style music, but that's what I remember mostly about when I was a little kid and watching my brother play Elvis Presley music, and that was a big influence on me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good. So did you play? Did you start writing originals back at the beginning, or kind of play music, say, in a band or?
Yeah, I was a rock and roll kid. I was going to be famous at the age of 16, and it didn't work out. But that's how I got started in rock and roll bands. And actually, that's not entirely true, because when I was a lot younger, I started listening to the folk revival of the early '60s, and that really impressed me. I used to lie with my. You remember those little radios you could get that you'd clip it to your bed frame and you could pick it up, the crystal radios. I had one of those, and I picked up the New Crispy Minstrels for the first time that I ever heard them on that thing, and I loved them. I liked that.
Oh.
And another big influence on me was Paul Simon as I got older. When I was leaving my rock and roll days behind, I started to learn Paul Simon fingerpicking on my Fender Esquire guitar, because that's all I had at that point.
Well, you've mastered that. It's your style is very nice.
Well, thank you,
Very
you.
Fluid and nice. Yeah.
It's not mastered, but I have a little path down the fingerboard.
Well, Paul Simon said there's no mistakes in music; it's all improvisation.
That's right.
So yeah,
he's right.
Yeah, good. Well, thank you so much, Jim, and
you bet.
I look forward to hearing that banjo.
Okay.
Yeah, a little.
Thank you much.
Yeah. Thank you, Jim.
That last song, that one that you wrote for your daughter.
Ruth?
Can we get that song somewhere that Jim wrote for his daughter?
Oh, well, maybe Jim could send it to you. It'd be on YouTube.
Which one is that?
The one that I've been openly weeping to.
Oh, you mean Maya's song?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not my daughter. That's my niece. Isn't she a doll?
Aww.
Yeah. Is that the one where where I superimposed the whale jumping in the bay?
The song you just played about her growing up about losing.
Oh yeah, losing love. That wasn't about my daughter. That was about a girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can find it on just Google me, Jim Pritz, anywhere on the internet, and you'll be able to find that. And it's called "Say Goodbye." Thank you. I'm glad you liked that. Thanks much.
Wonderful. And now, after 9 opening acts, we have the wonderful Cecil from Canby, Oregon, whom I've heard play once, and I'm really, really glad we get to hear him again for 2 songs this time, not just one like last time. Take it away, Daniel.
Can you hear me all right, everybody? Is it coming through okay? All right. Well, in Portland, they've got a bar. It's called the White Eagle Saloon. And they used to have an open mic there on Sunday nights. And it was quite an event. It was the first open mic I had ever attended. It was when I was kind of getting my music legs under me. It was about 2011, I suppose. So in any event, it's sort of a tribute to open mics, and this is the White Eagle song. If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through. It would appear that all are welcome, for the line is always long. To have a beer, to take a number, to take the stage and share a song. There are some who may be lonely, there are some who may be strong. They sing of joy and fear and peace, and vent their rage at what's gone wrong. It's not so much about the place, it's more about the people. It's all about the people and the stories that they bring. There are times when I imagine that this building needs a steeple. After all, it is a Sunday when you hear the eagles sing. There's a sconce that hangs above me, it is just over my left shoulder. And every time I'm there, it always seems to bear a flame. There's a table at the center that's reserved for Jake and David, and a board that keeps the order with your number and your name. Sort of comfort in the feeling that abides there. It can lift you, it can hold you, it can free you from your fear. This is the room of which I said they hang their carpets on the wall. You'll find the people there are kind and tend to catch you if you fall. It's not so much about the place, it is more about the people. It is all about the people and the stories that they bring. There are times when I imagine that this bar room needs a steeple. After all, it is a Sunday when you hear the eagles sing.
Good.
Beautiful.
Well,
your sound is good.
Sound okay?
Yes.
Wonderful, Daniel. Wonderful.
I didn't break up too bad.
No, you broke me up a little bit though.
Well.
That could be anywhere, and that's just.
Yeah, that could be any open mic, huh?
You described it perfectly.
Well, I'll tell you, it was a great place. And, I had quit playing in 1974 pretty much, got into a new passion, the horse business. And this was about 2011, I decided to start playing again. And I was real fearful. I hadn't played for a long time. And I'd heard about a thing called open mics, but I'd never been to one. They really didn't have them, as I recall, in Cincinnati, Ohio in the 60s. There were coffee houses and whatnot. But anyway, so I went to this place and there was a whole family of people. I mean, it would show up. It's sort of like my Corona night. It was like 30 people and you only got one song. And I'm like, wow, it was incredible. And it was that way every Sunday night. And it was the same group every Sunday night. And I got to meet all of these great people, still friends of mine to this day. But now, right now, you're getting to witness me practicing. The biggest challenge of my performances, that's what I call my tuning banter. It's where I have to tune my guitar and talk at the same time.
I think you're great at it. It's greatly amusing.
How do you know which string to tune with
I
those
don't
two
know.
capos lining up there?
Well, I got a little machine on my top of my guitar. It's called a tuner. They didn't have that in 1974. And there's a gal, I forget what her name is now. But anyway, she was tuning her guitar up, and then she turned her tuner on, and she says, "I'm after a second opinion." And I thought that was pretty cute. Do I have time for another one? Do I? Is that okay? All right, I got to tell you a little bit about this. In 1860, there was a plantation owner named William Marion Johnson, and he had a plantation on the north side of the Chattahoochee River, north of Atlanta, Georgia. And he needed to get his cotton to a town called Sandy Springs on the other side of the river, so he established a ferry and a road just to take his cotton to this place. So in those days, it was common practice that the plantation owners named all of their property after themselves, Johnson, and it became the Johnson Ferry Road and the Johnson Ferry. The ferry's gone, but there's still a bridge there in the Johnson Ferry Road. And also, it was common practice to their slaves all carried the name, in this case, Johnson. So this is a story about a mule named Johnson. Johnson pulls his wagon on the ferry road, from plantation south to Sandy Springs, and back it takes a day. And he has no companion for to help him pull his load. And he has no driver for to guide him on his way. He learned acceptance of the harness with his mother by his side. And he learned to share the pull and how to match her stride. He learned of stillness on the ferry and how not to fear the ride. And he learned of grief when on the road his mother died. For a time there was a driver, and Johnson loved his hands, for they were gentle with the bit and not inclined to cruel demands. And although the two were different, they both seemed to understand there was much they had in common, for they both wore the Johnson brand. And the driver, he dreamed of freedom and of ways that he might flee, and of the ways of consequence and how he feared the clan
Then one day out on the road with only Johnson there to see, he leapt down from the wagon and off to the north he ran. Johnson Post. Johnson pulled that wagon down the Fairview road, through the town and towards the mill where for the cotton was to go. And the people watched him pass as he continued with his load. He seemed to know where he was bound, but just how did Johnson know? From that day on, there was no reason for a driver on the ride. Johnson made the trip to town and back for years without a guide. He knew the stops to load provisions, which the merchants did supply. He left town with the wagon loaded and the plantation well supplied. And as is the way with mules, he did not frown, he did not smile, he did not think of his life as a burden, and he did not find it dull. He could not measure time, and he could not count the miles. His only inclination was to lean into the pull. Johnson pulls. No one thought of him as special, no one recognized his gift. Even when he stopped along the road to offer one a lift, no one noticed his affection for the road he traveled on. No one really paid attention until the day when he was gone. Well, the ferry lost its cable and it drifted down the stream with its cargo of a mule and a wagon through the granite walls. A peaceful drift through colored stone, it might have seemed as in a dream. A peaceful dream indeed, until the ferry met the falls. Johnson Post. Johnson pulled his wagon. That's a song about Johnson.
That's a good song.
Awesome. Awesome.
And look at the story.
Wonderful.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for having me, everybody.
Oh, yeah, you're not done yet, even
No.
though you're the last one. Pete's gonna.
But we're running overtime.
No.
Where are we? There's no such thing. Everyone's at home. They don't have to drive in traffic. We
I have
want
to drive
hear.
down my hallway. So anyway, no, Daniel, that was wonderful. So you say you are you now into music main thing, and horses are the second thing, or is it?
Well, it's kind of I'm getting too old, you know. I spent most of my adult life shoeing horses for a living.
Okay.
And working on training horses. My wife is a horse trainer, and we both kind of try to help folks with their problems. Most anybody who owns a horse has a problem with their horse, and so, but my body has got a lot of hard miles on it, being bent over under horses for 40 years, and so And I love playing music, and I started to get out and started playing a fair amount until the whole COVID thing came up, you know. And so I'm real eager to get out and start playing again. Hopefully this summer I'll start booking some gigs again and get out. And that's what I'd like to do. That's how I'd like to spend the rest of the ride here. So
yeah, I'm with you on that for sure. So I'm curious. Tell me about the tuning you're using on the guitar and the effects the capos are giving you.
Well, all this does is bring it up a step to make it into my voice, and this just covers strings 2, 3, and 4, and I've got number 2 tuned down a half a step. It kind of creates an A minor pattern, all right? So it's a kind of an open thing, and I don't know what to tell you about it. I'm not well spoken about these things. I just started using. I saw a guy at a farmer's market once with a partial capo, and it looked like a great idea, and I got one, and I didn't use it for months, and then I said, well, what about, I had a song that I'd written that was giving me fits because I couldn't reach everything, and I thought, I wonder what would happen if I put that capo on, and I did, and it was like fixed, and so I've been a real fan of the partial capos ever since. I've got a whole box full of them. I've got them ground down, and I modify them and make them all for some of them only get used for one song, and but so I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, and look forward to seeing, gosh, you and everybody else out in the the real world again. Looking forward to that so much. It's been an incredible treat for me tonight, and I keep saying that every time I'm involved with any music event, it's like Christmas or like my birthday, in the middle of the year. So anyway, thank you so much for sharing your talents, and Daphne, thank you, and it's yours.
Thank you, everybody. I really am grateful to be here, and I'm having a great time.
Oh, I'm so glad. And I want to close off our show with thanking TK for being our sound consultant and our switchboard operator, Pete Summer for being our co-host, and each and every one of you, and I'll just say it in order again, Nate from Redemption Breaking, Rick Merritt, Gary Nobile, Snake, Andy Karn, Ruth Gerson, Tim J. Myers, Capo Dave William, Jim Pritz, and Daniel Cecil. And Dave, did you want to say anything just before we sign off?
Just thanks to everyone for coming, and all the folks out there watching. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. It's been great. So thanks to all tonight, and good night all.
Good
night, and we'll see you again in April, right?
April 4th is our next show.
Next
the
show.
show is booked. The 18th is booked also, and we're booking now for the 2nd of May, and I have a few left there, and the 16th of May. So be there or be square.
There we go.
Thank you.
Take care, everybody, and have the rest of a good Sunday.
Thank you. Great night. Thanks all.
Okay, this